Hello everyone, I'm Two-Faced Teller, but you can call me V, and welcome to Investigator, the case of the unconventional weapon. The Investigator is an alligator who investigates crime, alongside various faithful sidekicks with Bobby Cat. I keep always reading that wrong. With Bobby Cat, they investigate various gruesome murders, interrogate suspects, and collect clues, until the time comes to accuse the murderer. The games are basically a very long excuse for me to come up with a bunch of rhyming animal names as well as the most heartfelt groan-inducing puns you can think of. The Investigator and the Unconventional Weapon, Investigator and the Vanilla Chinchilla took into the murder of MacGuffin the Puffin, found floating face down in the bathtub with a bloody toilet tank lid on the floor. Oh, I remembered this time. Hold on. This time, I remembered to put on my cursor for the last game currently. I'm not sure you're here, Investigator, but I don't know... wow. I don't know how to read. I'm sure glad you're here, Investigator, but I don't know if we needed you tonight. Seems like a pretty open and shut case to me. Here, I'll put the details in your case file, see if you agree. MacGuffin the Puffin, male, early 20s, found floating face down in bathtub with skull crushed. Background didn't come up with anything besides a few speeding tickets. Pretty blameless guy by all accounts. He worked part-time at a local Panda Express. Open and shut cases are often the most deceptive of all, Bobby Cat. By the way, who's that with you? Allow me to introduce my latest sidekick. His name is the Vanilla Chinchilla. I'm not your sidekick, Investigator. You know I'm only shadowing you for the internship credits. Please allow my sidekick and I to inspect the crime scene, Bobby Cat. Right you are, sir. Oh, why is it dark in here? Toilet. Ew, I'm not looking in there for clues. A successful detective never shies away from the search for evidence. In this case, however, anything pertinent has long since gone down the drain. This is odd. Bits of quills floating in the toilet tank. Well, better collect it just in case. Pieces of quills were found within the open toilet tank. Porcupine? Hedgehog? Toilet tank lid. Well, I'll certainly give them credit for an unconventional weapon. Those things weigh a ton. Murder weapon cracked with blood of the victim on it. We'll send the body off for a forensic autopsy once you're done examining, but it looks to me like the cause of death was repeated blunt trauma to multiple areas on the head. The weapon of choice indicates a crime of passion rather than a premeditated murder. Just one hit would have been enough, meaning whoever did this had a real vendetta. Crimes like these, it's always one person. Well, it could have been premeditated, but they didn't. Their strength and maybe it wasn't enough, or they didn't realize it was going to take more than one hit. A husband or wife? See, even your intern knows, Investigator. In this case, of course, it's a girlfriend. All the same, Bobby Cat. I think I'll keep an open mind. Looks like you missed something, Bobby Cat. Take a look at these bruises around the victim's neck. Strangulation means the formation of prints and indicate claws. What? Well, that didn't prove me wrong. MacGuffin could have been strangled afterwards. Either way, this is one stone-cold killer we're dealing with here. Afterwards? You mean it has to be before it didn't work and then they smacked him? I've got a sinking feeling about this sink. Anything else? Doesn't seem like it. You sure you're done? Maybe we could sniff around a bit harder for clues. Please no comments on my sense of smell. Okay, so we're missing something. Strangulation and beaten to death. Not a nice way to go. Bobby Cat, take a look at this. Feathers, so what? He's a puffin. Puffins have feathers. I know your night vision is better than your color vision, but puffins are black and white, and these are brown feathers. Ugh! Soaked feathers. 2 feathers not matching the victim's coloration were found in the bathtub water. All done. I've gathered the suspects down in the living room for questioning. Yep. Neighbors confirmed that no one's been in and out of the house since 6 p.m. the previous night, so the murderer has to be one of his roommates or his live-in girlfriend. Well, you know what they say about keeping your friends close and your enemies closer. You. Hello, Mr. Yak? It's me. Could you describe your relationship with the victim? Oh, to tell you the truth, it was non-existent. I just moved in here like a month ago. I found the room on Croak's list. I bet you're really regretting answering that ad now. Yeah, I'm going to see about breaking the lease tomorrow. My mother always told me not to share a house with murderers. What an oddly specific lesson. So where were you between the hours of 3 and 9 p.m.? Well, you see, I had dinner in the living room at 5. Around 7 I headed to bed, and then when I saw MacGuffin in the hallway, walking towards the bathroom, I said hello. My mother taught me to be polite, you see. By 9 I was in bed reading 50 Shades of Hay, when I heard the most blood-curdling scream from the bathroom. I rushed out to find Throaty on the phone with the police. That's very helpful. Thank you very much, Mr. Yak. An almost total stranger who now regrets his decision to find roommates on Croak's list. I had dinner in the living room. Okay, that's everything you said. I don't think it's yet, cause... Or maybe it could be all of them. Oh. Have a nice day. We know for sure the porcupine, brown feathers was in there. Who's the girlfriend? Oh, it wasn't me. Please calm down, miss. I'm sorry. I know everyone's blaming me, but I swear I didn't do it. I was the one who called the police. Why would I do that if I were the killer? Killers do that sometimes. That's a good question. Can you describe your movements this afternoon and evening? Well, MacGuffin was feeling poorly, so we stayed in bed watching Netflix together all afternoon. At around 7, he said he was going to go have a bath. When he wasn't back in bed by 9, I went to go check on him. That's when I found him dead in the bathtub. I screamed and called the police immediately. Thank you, miss. You've been very helpful. Wait. The victim's girlfriend for 4 months. Hope you feel better. Chicken. The stricken chicken. This is just terrible. A horrible tragedy. Were you close with the victim? Yeah, I've known MacGuffin the Puffin since I was 16. We took pre-calc in high school together, man. Sorry to hear that. Can you tell me why anyone might have wanted to kill him? Yeah, I can tell you why. I think it was that good-for-nothing girlfriend of his, to be honest. I mean, she isn't even employed, just a total bum. That's not a reason for her to be a killer. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. Maybe grief is clouding my judgment and all. I just think she's a real shady character. I know I've heard of the two of them fighting lately. Could you tell me... I think all of them. Claws? I mean, porcupines can have claws. There's brown feathers, so totally there. And then the quills were in the toilet tank. Could you tell me where you were all day and if you heard any noises coming from the bathroom at any point? Yeah, of course, man. I have a final next week, so I was in my room studying until I went straight to bed at 8. I didn't hear a thing all day. Thank you for your help. That's all. Alright, listen up, you chumps. I'll tell you this just once, since it's obvious you couldn't pour water out of a robot if the instructions were written on the heel. It was that minx, Throaty. She's a coyote, not a minx.
Shut up! I saw her! That stupid tramp did it! I saw her run crying from the bathroom earlier that evening. The only pity is she didn't off herself with that backstabbing jerk MacGuffin at the same time.
I get the feeling there's some history between you three.
History? There's a history alright, that cheating broad. As for MacGuffin, well, I sure thought we used to be friends, that son of a...
I'm going to stop you right there for the sake of this game's E for everyone rating. So tell me what you were doing, Mr. Porcupine.
Whoa, hold on a second. I want a lawyer. I know my rights. I plead the fifth. Am I under arrest?
I don't think we're gonna get anything useful from him. Refuse to give a statement. Goodbye. Not quite as open and shut as you thought, Mr. Bobby Cat?
Something's a bit off, it's true. Plus, that borderline porcupine is starting to look mighty suspicious. A jilted lover who kills the interloper and frames it on the wayward mistress. Yeah, I like it.
Bobby Cat, you worry me sometimes.
And that chicken's testimonial felt real forced, as if he just went into a total denial mode. Odd that he never claimed to hear Throaty scream, huh?
Oh boy, and what crackpot theory do you have about the pack yak?
None. Nah, that bloke seems pretty alright.
In any case, I would now like to investigate the area for further evidence. What's this? It's written by the deceased. Dear Throaty the Coyote, it pains me to do this, but there are 99 reasons why I need to break up with you. Wow, this is scorching hot. Good eye, the vanilla chinchilla. I'll take that for evidence. Sorted letter written by the late victim listing all the reasons why he wanted to break up. This notice is addressed to MacGuffin. Dear MacGuffin, despite our longtime status as friends, I am at the end of my rope. I really need that $15,000 that you borrowed from me several years ago. I have concluded a detailed invoice and interest rate below. Huh, it's from Stricken Chicken. Payment due bill. Good life lesson, never mix friendship and money. It's a really old picture of the borderline porcupine and the throaty coyote. Aw, they're holding hands. I guess they used to be pretty serious. The heart is a fickle mistress indeed.
Hello, officers. I'm afraid you'll find the house empty of helpful clues pertaining to me. As an apology, might offer you a glass of water instead.
Well, you may be alright, Mr. Yak. You'll understand that we have to look anyway.
Of course.
I'll take a sip of that water, though.
Glass of water. The vanilla chinchilla, stop using the clues folder to store your stuff.
So what's your impression of your roommate in the short time you've known them?
I find the borderline porcupine to be quite objectable. He picks arguments at the drop of a hat. I avoid all discourse with him. The throaty coyote I can converse with civilly, however, we have very little in common, and I have always been a bit of a gruff bachelor. I have no real impression of the stricken chicken or the late MacGuffin the Puffin. They were both retiring fellows to keep to themselves. As my mother always say, gentlemen should.
Thank you, Mr. Yak. So, where are you thinking of moving to next?
I'm thinking of checking out a micro apartment or a tiny house. They're all the rage lately.
I hate to break it to you, but you might not be able to fit into one. You have a nice day. Care to give your statement yet? How about now? Nice weather we've been having. Alright, I get the hint. Do you know the stricken chicken?
We knew each other through MacGuffin, but we weren't really friends or anything. He seemed kinda stuffy, and that's all you're getting out of me, copper.
Why did you and the throaty coyote separate?
That scurvy tot!
Please, Mr. Porcupine, just the facts.
Facts? There's nothing remotely factual or logical about that woman's heart. She left me saying she'd met someone else. Little did I know it was for a man who I used to once call a brother. She also told me I shouted too much. Me!
I think I've gone slightly deaf in my left ear. What's your final next week about? Oh, the underwater mineralogy. Oh, I love collecting rocks. Are these your feathers? Where'd you get those? Oh, well, you know, I've been molting lately and my feathers just keep getting everywhere. Throaty keeps complaining that they're clogging the drains.
Thank you, Mr. Chicken. In your statement, why didn't you claim to hear Throaty scream?
Oh, I must have just forgotten, that's all. Now that I think about it, I do remember her screaming. Can I change my statement?
It's too late. It's written down forever in my notebook now. I always forget to bring an eraser. Can you explain this collections notice?
Hey, you can't just paw through people's stuff.
Actually, legally, we absolutely can, sir.
Alright, I'll confess. Things between MacGuffin the Puffin and I have been a bit tense lately. I loved him like a brother, but he was terrible with money. Plus, he was letting Throaty the Coyote stay totally rent-free in his room. That's just, that's not cool.
Sniff, boo-hoo.
How are you holding up?
It feels like my heart's breaking into a million pieces. I want to crawl into bed and listen to Linkin Park for a year.
Why does Borderline Porcupine hate you so much?
Well, we used to date.
Yes, I managed to deduce that.
We just weren't working out, so I broke up with him. I guess he was more hung up on me than I thought, though, 'cause he went totally crazy. Maybe I should have moved in and started seeing his roommates.
It's really not the best idea I've ever heard. Did you know about this breakup letter?
Where'd you find that?
In a rubbish bin.
Well, that's where it belongs, clearly. MacGuffin would never break up with me, ever. The very idea, how dare you? Besides, would a dame as good-looking as me get broken up with? I think not. I am the one who breaks up with others.
Take care, miss.
Uh-oh, Investigator.
Yeah?
The autopsy and background checks have just come in. They check out except for two. The Throaty Coyote has some charges for petty theft and shoplifting.
And the other?
The other is, I can't believe this, the Packyak has been previously arrested on suspicion of murdering a series of roommates.
What?
Yes, although he was acquitted.
And the autopsy?
Cause of death is listed as strangulation instead of blunt force trauma, so you were on the money there. But look, this is just the strangest thing. The toxicology report indicates his blood was full of poison.
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Bobby Cat. That unfortunately confirms my suspicions. Please gather everyone. It's almost time for the part where I overdramatically point my finger at the killer. I'm just like, don't tell me, yeah, that we're not the investigator again. I've killed you all. I've called you all here for a very important reason. This is the part where I overdramatically point my finger at the killer.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
I'm telling you, it was her. The Vanilla Chinchilla, I'm going to give you a chance to show off all you've learned. Who was the dastardly murder? Or is it gonna be like, it was in fact the Packyak? Claws and what do porcupines? They have claws, right? Oh my god! I can click everyone! Nearly right, the Vanilla Chinchilla. In fact, however, it was all of them? Including Packyak? What? Little did you all know, each of you independently conspired to murder McGuffin the Puffin. The first was the Pack Act, otherwise known as the serial killer, the Rice and Bison. Oh yeah, I forgot about the poison. The Rice and Bison poisoned McGuffin much earlier that day. As a result, McGuffin fell unconscious in his bath. The second killer was Throaty Coyote. After McGuffin left for his bath, you went snooping and found the breakup letter in his room. Consumed by rage, you stormed into the bathroom and strangled him where he lay. In his weakened state, he could hardly put up a fight. No! The third was the stricken chicken. You walked in on the carnage after Throaty had fled. McGuffin was still barely alive at that point. You could have saved him. Instead, you coldly condemned him to his fate by holding his head underwater.
Bark!
As for you, the borderline porcupine,
Come at me, bro, I ain't scared.
upon finding McGuffin passed out in the shower, you remembered having seen Throaty run crying from the bathroom. Evilly, you decided to frame her for the crime, bashing the victim's head into a pulp. However, you failed to notice McGuffin was already dead. Your act was the most brutal, yet the most potent.
Well, I must admit, Investigator, I'm impressed. Your powers of deduction are extraordinary, unlike your sidekick, for the third time.
Why, thank you.
Before you take us away, it's my turn to ask you one last question. Why would I poison McGuffin when I could poison the entire house?
What?
No, I'll kill you!
Oh no, Investigator, I don't feel so good.
No!
The vanilla chinchilla in the glass of water! Oh, I forgot! Don't drink or eat things at a crime scene from anyone! No!
Men, apprehend the Rice and Bison. Investigator, I'm calling an ambulance.
It's too late. You're a real scumbag, Bison. I'll see you locked up for the rest of your life for this.
Heh, maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Take him away, boys.
Take him away, boys!
Poor vanilla chinchilla. I won't be sorry to be done with this case, Bobby Cat. That entire household was real toxic. He did it for the internship credits. Oh, I was so close. I was so close. Does ricin... Does it, like, leave the body or something? Does it not leave a trace? This says there's no methods available for detection of ricin in biological fluids. Tests for ricinine and alkaloidial component of the castor bean plant has been developed. So maybe not? Is that why the bison got away with the charges? But I was so close! Well, that was currently the last of the Investigator series. I don't know if there's gonna be any more. It says it's ongoing, but I don't know when this was last posted. The release date was 2015. So maybe not. Probably not. I guess I'll mark this playlist as finished. Yeah, 2015. I'll put finished. If it's not actually finished, then I'll play the next one and just add it into the playlist. Otherwise, I'm not gonna keep it open. Like, I'm not gonna leave it unmarked. Because who even knows? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the Investigator series. It was fun attempting to be a detective and still, like, the second one I can get away with it. Because we weren't even the investigate. How am I supposed to know that I'm not myself? It's unfortunate that every time anyone works with the investigator, somebody dies. I probably would never work with him in the event that I could die. Not worth the risk. Hope you all have a good day and a good night.
Bye-bye.